I usually ask for a show of hands. Who has heard of Bill Baird? I don't know. Is your hand up? I had not known his name, but I bet that every lawyer in America knows who he is. Here is his story, paraphrased from the Wikipedia article. In 1963, Bill was the clinical director of EMKO, a birth control manufacturer. He was coordinating research at Harlem Hospital when a woman stumbled into the corridor, covered in blood from the waist down. It was an unwed mother of 9 children, and she had given herself a coat hanger abortion, and she died from it. It started Bill's crusade for reproductive rights, running now for 57 years and counting. At a time when public mention of birth control was illegal in many states, Bill founded the Parents Aid Society. He gave away birth control samples at malls, often meeting religious opposition. He distributed contraceptives from a converted delivery truck that he called the Plan Van. In 1966, he established the first birth control club at Hofstra University on Long Island. Bill went to jail 4 times. In 1965, he was jailed in Hempstead, New York, for teaching birth control from his Plan Van. In 1966, after the New Jersey Commissioner of Welfare threatened to jail unwed mothers under the law of fornication, Bill went to Freehold, New Jersey, and was jailed for publicly displaying contraceptive devices. In 1969, he was jailed for showing birth control and indecent articles at a college audience in Ashland, Wisconsin. And the big one, in 1967, students petitioned Bill to challenge Massachusetts' crime against chastity, decency, morality, and good order law. He spoke to an audience of 1,500 students at Boston University on abortion, birth control, environmental pollution, and overpopulation. For giving a female student 1 condom and a package of contraceptive foam, he was arrested as a felon by Sheriff Tom Eisenstadt, remember that name, and faced up to 10 years in jail. He was convicted and sentenced to 3 months in Boston Charles's Street Jail. Bill appealed this convention, and it went to the Supreme Court as Eisenstadt versus Baird. Bill got some support from liberals and feminists, but not much. Planned Parenthood said Bill was, quote, overenthusiastic, and every couple seeking birth control information should seek a physician, unquote. They said, quote, there is nothing to be gained by court action of this kind. The only way to remove the limitations remaining in the law is through the legislative process, unquote. Betty Friedan of the National Abortion Repeal Action League implied many times that Baird was a CIA agent trying to discredit the movement. The National Organization of Women, now, did not support him. The ACLU, after first accepting his case, rejected it with the comment that it had, quote, no constitutional merit, unquote. Well, they could not have been more wrong. After 5 years in court, Eisenstadt versus Baird legalized birth control for all Americans on March 22, 1972. It was a landmark right to privacy decision and became the foundation for cases like the 1973 abortion victory, Roe versus Wade, and the 2003 gay rights victory, Lawrence versus Texas. Eisenstadt versus Baird was cited in over 50 Supreme Court cases from 1972 through 2002. All 11 U.S. Courts of Appeals circuits, plus the Federal Circuit, have cited Eisenstadt versus Baird as authority. The highest courts in all 50 states and the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico have all cited Eisenstadt versus Baird. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a Unitarian agent for change in action. Another anecdote, in case we need a reminder of what a big deal this was 45 years ago. In 1974, a Massachusetts Catholic priest put a sign out front saying, Bill Baird is the devil incarnate. When a young mother disagreed, the priest refused to baptize her child. A sympathetic Jesuit priest baptized the baby on the steps outside, surrounded by the media, and was defrocked. Bill is the only non-lawyer to have won 3 cases before the Supreme Court. The outcome of the other 2 appearances, Bellotti versus Baird, 1976 and 79, was a ruling that teenagers do not need parental consent to obtain an abortion. Bill is still out there running prochoiceleague.org. The last time I gave this talk, I was asked where Bill's legal defense funds came from. For a start, he has apparently spent $200,000 of his own money. I don't know all his sources, but he did receive some money from the Playboy Foundation. As Patrick Henry said, if this be treason, make the most of it.